Episode 1 of Fist of the North Star, 1 point. The keyword for this episode is going to be hell. Kenshiro is often described in Fist of the North Star as having gone through hell. Now, I will argue in this video that the hell that he has gone through is more of a spiritual kind of hell than a physical kind of hell. And more precisely, it is what I would call absence of meaning. In the beginning of the first episode of Fist of the North Star, we see Kenshiro agonizing in a desert. And he sees the vision of a woman that he calls Yuria, that we later learn to be his fiancée, who got captured, and he wants to save her. Now, when he's agonizing, he gets back up after seeing that vision, and he seems to gain some motivation, so he seems to be going somewhere. As you'd expect from a hero, he travels for a reason. Then he gets to a village, which is where most of the episode happens, as in, that's where the things in this episode happen. And the first thing that he does is that he steals water. Now, you wouldn't expect this from such a protagonist. Even if you haven't watched Fist of the North Star, you probably have this image of Kenshiro as being this noble, respectable, responsible hero. Those of you who watched the anime already, maybe you forgot this detail. He steals water. What about that? And then he's in jail, and he doesn't even try to get out of it. What about saving Yuria? And finally, he is questioned by the villagers, most importantly the elder. He's asked where he's going, and he answers, nowhere. So he seems to be an aimless person, and the way I'd put that is that he suffers, in my opinion, absence of meaning. Now, absence of meaning gets to be in the image of the hell in which he is, and the state of the whole world, which is chaos. So the world is chaos, his life is chaos without Yuria, and jail is a very specific symbol because it gets to be an attempt to make order within chaos. So within this world of chaos, with bandits, you don't know where they're going to come from, take your life, then what you do is that you try to make order, justice. And so you're going to put the bandits in jails between four walls. You know exactly where that is, and there is a guard, and then you keep them there. So chaos is under control, so you have converted chaos into order. This is where Kenshiro kind of stays in by his own will, because at the end of the episode he breaks free from it very easily, so he could have done that from the beginning, but he stays there because he seems to be lacking something very fundamental, which is desire, willpower, faith, whatever you'd call that, which is exactly what Shin teaches him a few episodes later, or however you'd see that. But that will be for the next videos, hopefully. But Kenshiro staying in jail seems to be a symbol for Kenshiro slowly now moving from chaos to order. This is the end of hell, and now it's time to get meaning. And the meaning that he gets is rin. When he's in jail, he's with 𝚿𝚎. 𝚿𝚎 is also in jail. And rin is mute. She cannot speak because of the horrors that she saw. She brings him water and food. And then Kenshiro, I would argue, is moved by rin and gives her speech back to her. But before that, 𝚿𝚎 proposes to Kenshiro to ally with him and to to be strong together and to just get food and just survive in this world. 𝚿𝚎 kind of embodies this masculine, violent, chaotic energy as a kid already, which is quite interesting because even kids seem to go corrupt at a very young age. rin obviously embodies the rather female, gentle, soft energy of purity and kindness. So Kenshiro is kind of between these two. Now, as a man himself, he's in the jail with 𝚿𝚎. And outside of the jail, the one who has the key to set him free from the jail in which he is 𝚿𝚎. And so the decision that he makes is to literally give voice to 𝚿𝚎. So this is the pretty cool symbol that there is in this first episode of Fist of the North Star. I think that 𝚿𝚎 gets to be the meaning that he finds. I think that he sees some of Yuria in 𝚿𝚎. At the end of the episode, when he leaves the village, he leaves it with 𝚿𝚎, who still wants to benefit from him, but who will progressively be, well, he always had goodness in him, but he will be more obviously good, let's say. And he leaves 𝚿𝚎 behind because it's kind of like he doesn't want to repeat the mistake that he made with Yuria, so he wants to protect her. But this is, I think, an important thing to see in this first episode of Fist of the North Star that we may miss, which is that Kenshiro found meaning thanks to 𝚿𝚎. He found as meaning that he has to fight, purge the world from the criminals, which is exactly what he did in the first episode too, by saving 𝚿𝚎. And 𝚿𝚎 got to be, let's say, a more explicit motivation to Kenshiro than Yuria had been in the beginning already, in reality, but that caused him to get into hell, and 𝚿𝚎 allowed him to get out of it. Now, there are many things that I don't say because I want to do this episode by episode. There are many things to say, so we'll leave it at this. I'm very bad at concluding, so bye-bye.